Look at all this loot! DJ, none for you! Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and as you are no doubt aware, I am a shameless fan of getting free stuff. I am also a big fan of sourcing good equipment, as well as inexpensive equipment, because I know not everyone has large sums of cash. I certainly didn't when I first got into hobby, and was always thankful to find inexpensive sources. So, this is a source of a great many stuff. This is GearBest again. They had sent me a bunch of tools earlier, which were all really good for Nerf modding. They have an incredible stock of electronic-type tools for 3D printing, for soldering, for any kind of electronic work you might want to be doing, switches, wires, all sorts of good stuff. So check out their website for all of that. But then it turns out, after I discovered that, I discovered they also have some actual Nerf and tactical gear stuff. And you already saw the shotgun holster that I acquired from GearBest. That wasn't one that they sent me, that was one that I ended up buying because it was on back order when they were trying to get me to pick stuff, so I ended up just ordering it myself, and oddly enough, it arrived before this stuff did. Who knows. Anyway, what we have here today is a collection of items, mostly tactical and Nerf, and then two items I don't remember asking for, but apparently they decided to send me anyway. But they're nifty, so... Anyway, let's take a look at the actual Nerfy type stuff. They do in fact have Bandoliers, very similar to the Nerf Bandoliers, but in different colors. They have all the primary colors, red, yellow, blue, and then they have green. They unfortunately did not have an orange, but I went with red because I favor Team Red for Rival, as well as I'm a big fan of Mega, so plenty of red. The construction is decent, not the best I've seen. The stitching is a little unpolished, but it does seem solid. The belt itself seems to be a good, thick nylon material. And the rings on either side are metal and plenty large to fit through most sling mounts that you're going to be looking at. They can also just hook to yourself and wear it as a bandolier. It is adjustable, thoroughly adjustable in fact. You can get it down pretty small, really. I mean, that would almost be a belt for me. And it has ammo loops as well as one magazine loops. And the ammo loops are pretty good. They seem to be the right size for an elite dart, and they're fairly consistent. They're not perfectly consistent, but not enough for me to complain. I haven't found a loop that a dart wouldn't fit in or that felt like it was going to smash the dart. And with use, they will, of course... wear a little bit. The one downside is the ammo loop is nary so much. I don't know if, once again, it's just manufacturing. This one isn't any good, but it won't actually hold the magazine. But maybe it wasn't meant to. Maybe you're supposed to hold something else in it. But I would think it would be for a magazine, and it doesn't work for that. But if you're looking to get a whole bunch of these for, I don't know, if you're doing a war and you want to have 4 different colors, if you want to do teams, party favors, you could use these as team indicators as well as having a neat bandolier for holding your blaster or your darts. That is a neat option. I like that they have the 4 different colors that are commonly used for teams. Wish they had orange, but you can't have everything. So, there is that. If you're looking for something a little bit more robust, I also picked up this one. It is actually meant for shotgun shells, and also has metal, but these ones are... very sturdy clamp type, which won't fit quite as many things as this would. It might fit some things that require a smaller loop better than this would, but it won't fit things that need a larger loop. So advantages and disadvantages there. They can, of course, be clipped to themselves, same way. It is very adjustable, and it has much larger loops. Large enough, in fact, for mega darts. They will, in fact, fit mega darts. They are a little tight. I would be a little bit worried about them warping it, especially over any amount of time. But if you could find something that was a little bit bigger, the PVC, 3/4 inch PVC perhaps, and you put it in these loops to let it stretch out a little bit, it would probably be less likely to warp your darts. But in short term, it probably wouldn't be a problem. Maybe if you use the Lightic darts, they would fit because they're a little bit smaller. But again, very good construction. The stitching is much better on this one than on the smaller one. But since it's meant for, actual shotguns as opposed to toys. That's understandable. The actual clasp is metal, but the rest of the hardware is plastic, but it does seem to be very solid plastic. That's pretty nice. It has a quick adjustment pull strap if you are into that sort of tacticalness. It's very adjustable, like I said. So, yeah, there is that, especially if you're into want a bandolier with Mega. That would be an excellent option. I just got that wrist-mounted one that a fan sent me, Vito sent me. Absolutely fantastic. This would be a good augmentation to that if I was going to go for a heavy Mega Sniper loadout, which I'm really tempted to build now. I need to order some more of the Mega Accu Strike darts and could use that to put together a loadout. They do also actually carry darts. They carry the accurate darts, the black and soft dome-tipped ones, and I actually really like these. I like that the domes are very soft, they're more aerodynamic, and they're good construction. I've rarely heard anyone complain about them. The big complaint is that they can be hard to find because they're black. But this is a good source for them. And I definitely prefer these domed heads. There are also, I've seen ones that the head is practically rigid plastic, and I really don't like those because they hurt a lot, and they're almost pointed, and they hurt a lot. So here is another source for accurate. If you're ordering other stuff, you can toss in a couple of these because they were not very expensive, I don't believe. And so, you know, having a few more of the accurate type darts, always a plus. They do also have magazines. They have at least 18-round magazines. I think they had others. I went for the clear 18s because I'm a big fan of them. It doesn't have any kind of a marker. It does say 18. It does hold 18. I think I currently only have 17 in it. Oh, look. 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It holds 19! Fascinating. I probably have them a little overloaded. Anyway, yeah, it is the same size and shape as standard Nerf magazines, probably from a similar mold, quite frankly. But let's see if it works in my newest blaster build. It does hold. It goes in just fine. It detects. Let's empty it. Sure enough, it fed well enough, even at full auto, so that's pretty cool. There were a couple possible hiccups. It might need a little bit of lubricant, though I also had it overloaded, and those AccuFix are getting a little worn. There is a little bit of wobble on the feeder, so you might want to grease it a little bit, just to be sure if you're going to get them. Again, it's one of those things, if you're ordering other stuff, you might as well toss one of these in there because they're really cheap. And they have the darts and the magazines, so always fabulous. Let's take a look at some more of the tactical stuff that they sent me that's not specifically Nerf. They did have a very nice Molly holster pouch, similar to my admin pouch, though not with quite as many features, though it does have an inside pocket as well as the main pocket. It's got Molly loops on the front as well as Velcro for a patch. Nice big handles on the zippers. I like that. Good solid Molly on the back. 3 loops of Molly, so you can do it either molling it to a vest or whatever you want to molly it to, or you can just put it through 2 loops and just they become belt loops then. So that's why they have the middle one, which you wouldn't normally need. That way you can just do the 2 and turn it into just something you would put on a belt, which is pretty nifty. I like it. Good solid construction. 1 loose thread there. But the zippers are solid, and they even have, biased edging along the inside of the seam, which is uncommonly well constructed, really. Looks like it might even be water resistant at the very least. Maybe not waterproof, but it is sealed on the inside, so that is nice if you need a nice small pouch to hold something. You could hold darts in it. Not a whole lot, but I mean, if you're going for a super light loadout, you could put half darts in here, and it would hold at least 100. So that's pretty nice. And then to go with it, they sent me a belt, a nice modular belt, and it is in fact big enough for me and is fully adjustable. It just velcros on the inside to whatever length you want it to. It doesn't appear to have, well, I suppose these would actually work for that. It doesn't have, I would expect it to have straps that keep the velcro from coming undone, and it doesn't, but it did come with a couple of interesting attachments. I have no idea what these are for. It's a loop with snaps on either side. But it didn't come with anything to snap it to. Now, it does use the same snap as the other stuff, so I assume it's the same company, and there's things that are supposed to clip to it, because these would go around the belt. If I can... I assume. Yeah, so these go on the belt, and then obviously you're supposed to snap something to it, but I'm not sure precisely what. If anybody knows, put it in the comments. And if you know, read the comments to make sure that somebody hasn't already said it. But, yeah, nice heavy belt. I'm considering doing a super light loadout in the future, and this would be probably a key element of it. This and some holsters and maybe a pouch of some kind. Maybe just a standard Nerf vest, who knows. The other thing it came with are these. And again, I'm not entirely sure what they're intended for. They Velcro open, so they can easily be attached to this. You could also attach it to Molly. If you were with a full vest, you could just loop it through Molly. And it has a full D-ring, and then has a small pouch. And I don't know if it's for a flashlight, a magazine. I would probably be tempted to use it for extra lipos. It's about the right size for that, and this would hold it in well and secure, so it's not going to wander off. Definitely good for 2S and smaller 3S. Not going to fit my giant ones that go in tier, obviously, but for smaller ones that would work quite well. I'm not sure why they think you need something secured that well. I mean, that seems like a really beefy secure for whatever's going in here. I don't know if it, like I said, that's an awful short magazine if it's meant for magazines, so mace maybe? Bear spray? Who knows? But it came with 2 of them, and 4 of the little loops. So, an excellent battle belt to go with my stuff, because I have my super heavy one, and then I've got the one that's built into my light gear, and this is going to be the beginning of an extra light, a recon, a scout loadout. I'm not the spryest of people, but every once in a while you want to go really light. So that is what this is going to be for, and possibly this. Maybe that mega sniper will be really light, because I probably won't be running anything that uses magazines. It'll probably be air powered and single shot, firing from 220 feet away, because those AccuFake megas work beautifully. And yeah. Anyway, the last items that they sent me are ones, like I said, I don't recall asking for, but they may have mentioned they were going to send them. They sent me a very nice knife, which has a lovely pattern on that side. Gonzo, with the GearBest logo, which is neat. The one thing I find kind of odd is the other side is just plain, which almost looks like there was supposed to be something here, but that they changed their mind. It looks like there's supposed to be another one of this panel on that side. But maybe not. That definitely looks like it was supposed to have something, that little notch. Maybe I just don't know enough about knives. Maybe that's just so that the locking mechanism can lock properly. That looks like what it is. Anyway, I like it. It's a nice, solid knife, a big knife. I don't know how sharp it is. Fairly sharp. Nice. Well, now I have a knife for opening boxes. People keep telling me I should quit using a box cutter to open boxes. I think that's ridiculous. What else are you going to open a box with but a box cutter? But now I have this nifty knife I could use. And I often find myself needing a knife, and usually I'm not carrying one because I was never a big knife person. But now I have a nice gonzo knife. Tools. Nothing is impossible. I concur. Nothing is impossible. And finally, they sent me this adorable little item. It is a tiny little multi-tool. And it is the cutest little multi-tool ever. But it actually does seem to be decent quality. I like the grip that it has on there. It folds up well. It's spring-loaded, which I like in a pair of pliers. And then, of course, it does have the usual full plethora of tools. Saw blade, a tiny little dull knife, a flathead screwdriver, a can opener and larger screwdriver, a larger knife blade, another flathead screwdriver bit, a Phillips screwdriver bit, and a file fingernail cleaner. I like it. And I already tested it, and the screwdriver does, in fact, the Phillips is exactly the right size for Nerf screws, for whatever maintenance. Now, you're not going to be able to get into the really deep screws, but it is the right size. It'll definitely open battery doors, which was the big one that I was concerned about, opening like a Strife battery door. And it is the right size for that. So this is a tiny little multi-tool that is not going to add a whole lot of weight to your loadout. It is on a belt loop, which is it too small? It's probably too small. It is too small for my combat belt. And unfortunately, it's not Molly compatible, but I could just toss it in one of my admin pouches or something. Yeah. Would have been nice if it had been like a metal hook that you could hook into a Molly loop. Though you could still put it in Molly, you just have to have straps that... You have to make custom straps that went around and held it in sideways. But yeah, that'll definitely go in my gear just because I don't know if my multi-tool is still in my heavy loadout, but I don't have anything for my light loadout, so this will be a part of my war light loadout just for when you need to maintenance stuff in the field. So, Gonzo Tools. GearBest. Alright, so that is the latest haul of stuff from GearBest. Well, I guess, yeah. Alright, so that is the latest haul of stuff that I got from GearBest. All of the links will be in the description, and some of these I absolutely recommend. It's a great source for accurate darts, a great source for 18-round magazines. This strap wasn't great, but the shotgun strap was much nicer. And their tactical gear seems to be decent quality. Not quite Condor quality, but... for the price, I wouldn't expect Condor quality, but it is a good quality for the price that you're paying. So that is my thoughts on GearBest's tactical stuff. I did order a whole bunch more of their tactical stuff recently. When I discovered how much I loved that shotgun holster, I ordered 3 more and a plethora of other tactical gear from them that I will show off when it gets here. So check out their site. If you just search tactical, that's the key word to find all their tactical stuff. If you want Nerf stuff, you have to search toy gun, not Nerf. Rules. I don't know. Anyway, there are my thoughts on all of this GearBest swag. I hope some of this is helpful. I hope you are able to help. It may help with some of your loadouts or events or what have you. And thank you guys for watching.